Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. Y'all, today I am comparing Gen Z versus millennial fashions, and I'm excited. It is no secret that the Gen Zers have come for us millennials and ditched our side part and our skinny jeans and our heavy makeup ways in lieu of things that are a little bit more natural, a little bit looser, and just a whole different style. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned, I'll be right back. So as an older millennial born in the mid-80s, I have lived through all of the 2000s, of course, and that was kind of the time when I was interested in fashion, when I became a teenager, and just all throughout my young adult life. So it's really been nostalgic for me to look back at some of the things that were really in vogue. And of course, I can see your point on some of these fashions, like they were a little out there, a little bit some things I wouldn't wear today. But I don't also know about this Gen Z trend. I mean, the mom jeans, I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it a shake, okay? I'm gonna give it a fair try, and you guys can be the judge and you can tell me what you think. But these mom jeans, I just can't. Like, if I wore those in high school, I would get laughed out of school. I mean, I was homeschooled, but that's besides the point. So, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot. You guys be the judge and you tell me which one do you think is better. So I am gonna compare 3 outfits from the millennial era, sometime around the year 2000, sometime in the mid like 10s, and then sometime in the teens and early like 20s. And then I'm gonna compare 3 current Gen Z outfits, and these were verified by current people who are under the age of 20, and so I didn't want to just assume and just kind of look on the internet and find trends. I really went to a real teen fan base to take a look at what was hot right now, and it did surprise me. I'll be honest, I was surprised at the mom jeans and just like the bagginess and the looseness of everything, but you know, it's, hey, trends change and times change, and I'm trying to be flexible and go with it. So let's dive in. I'm gonna start with the millennial side, and I am going to start with makeup trends and hair trend, and then I'll go into the 3 outfits, and then we'll switch over to Gen Z and we'll do some Gen Z makeup trends and see how that has changed, and then also Gen Z hair, the middle part, and then we'll go into the Gen Z outfits. So let's do it. So makeup. Makeup was very heavy. The trend was just the more the merrier when it comes to makeup. So I was here for it. I mean, yes, I did the videos too, but it was a lot of contour, baking. It was a lot of like lashes, lip contouring. So let's do it. First up, full coverage foundation. And yes, with the Beauty Blender. This already feels so heavy, but I'm going in now with concealer. And of course, it was the whole triangle of light movement. So we swiped it all the way across the eye, all the way down, and all the way over, and formed this nice, big, thick mask of concealer. And then of course, highlighting forehead, nose, and chin. Now to set everything, we bake. Baking was big back in the day, I will give you that. And I didn't really do this a whole lot because I already was at the point when this came out where I was starting to see like the little fine lines and wrinkles form, and it was not flattering. So I really didn't participate in this too much, but it is a thing. Let me get more powder. For some reason, we were baking our jaw. I'm not quite sure why this was. I think it was just to help give more of an angular jaw when you contour, but I didn't really do this a whole lot, but I know it was a thing. While that's baking, we can do brows. And so the trend for millennials was very contoured brows, very just structured, contoured was the key. So they had to look fairly perfect. Now let's sweep away all that powder. And now we go on to blush. So blush was a powdered blush typically, and I would always just kind of start here. There was different applications of blush depending on like what your face shape was. So a lot of people would do apples of the cheeks, or, you know, kind of sweeping it onto the cheekbone itself. Basically anything just to warm up your face was good. And now we contour. I actually think I contour beforehand, but I kind of forgot. I'm so out of the habit of doing it that I just went right to blush. But we contoured, and we contoured like a lot. So I would go in pretty heavy with my contour shade. Everybody did it on the side of their forehead, whether or not you even had any kind of forehead to hide. They just did it anyway because they just did. That was what everybody was doing. Even if you needed to not do it, they still did it. So everybody was minimizing that forehead, going to town, hooking it around, getting up in there, and then of course the nose, flattening out your brush and really getting the contour on that nose. I'm not doing a very detailed job on the contour of the nose right now, but some people went in really like heavily with that nose contour, which I probably should because I have a large schnoz, but I did not really spend a lot of time on the nose contour at the time. And now we are on to eyeshadow. So there's various eyeshadow trends, but I think cut crease was probably the most popular. I think in the early 2000s, it was all about frosted glitter, like powder blue and pinks, but I'm kind of going with maybe just a slightly more neutral look today. So I didn't do a cut crease this time, just for the sake of time, but this was kind of a look that I would do often in the 2000s. And then we go on to liner, and of course winged liner came into vogue. And in the beginning of the 2000s, there really wasn't much liner happening necessarily. It was kind of either white liner or just like very small bits of brown, but this black liner came in play and we were done. It was the wing everywhere. Everybody was wearing cat eyes. It was a thing. Now that you have a winged liner on, it's time for lashes. And we loved our lashes. We had magnetic lashes that came out recently. There's the traditional lash with the glue. We were all about it. Once you had lashes for days, let us not forget the highlight. The all-important, like, look like a disco ball, very bright highlight. So I would put this MAC illuminator all over. Put that all over so that I looked really like glowy and shiny. And then you would actually highlight with the ever famous Becca Champagne Pop. So this was, it came into its heyday in the 2000s and was really pretty. The idea is to get a blinding highlight here. We did the cheekbones, we did the tip of the nose, we did the bridge of the nose, and don't forget the Cupid's bow. This was, but don't do it too far up because then you get the sweaty upper lip. We highlighted everything. We highlighted everything. Now for our lip, go in with a neutral pencil and kind of a nude shade just so it matches all my outfits. I would say matte lips were very popular back then, so we didn't usually do a whole lot of gloss, but so was lip contouring, so putting a lighter shade in the center. That was very popular, just to make the center kind of, you know, pop more and make you look like you had fuller lips, so that was a trend. Look, I'm trying to talk and put lipstick on at the same time. This isn't that much darker than the outside, but generally you'd put like a darker lip on and then like a lighter center. And then we finish it off with setting spray. Put on a little more blush just for funsies, and there you have it. It was a very shiny, very contoured time in life. Very heavy, very bold look, especially in person. It may look a little bit better on camera, but in person it is very, it's full face, it's full coverage. So this was the trend. So there you have it. When it comes to hair, the trend is the side part, of course. This is what they all come for, is our side part. And I feel like I've done side part for so many years that I'm starting to like bald in here, which is maybe a sign that I should try something else. But this was the look, and so this was everywhere. It was like the Eva Longoria type, really pretty, like supermodel wave over to one side, and then big loose curls. That was the look. That was it. So for the first outfit, I am taking you back to the year 2000. So if you're like me and a earlier millennial, older millennial, I was 15 in the year 2000. So we had the butterfly clips. I love them. I actually don't have butterflies, but they're just regular clips. We have the pink velour tracksuit. This is very Britney-esque. It was a time when it was NSYNC, Backstreet Boys was in. So let's take a look at the rest of this suit. So everybody was wearing these. This was like athleisure was coming in, and the velour tracksuit was the thing. So I've seen Britney wear these, I've seen Christina Aguilera wear this. So this was the style at the time. And of course everybody had their belly pierced as well. I did not think that I could still get a ring in there, but there you go. And I don't know that I should be wearing this because after having a baby, my stomach is really not the same, but this was the look at the time. So everybody was kind of wearing their clothes really low. And of course, these are like flare type bottom pant legs. They weren't really thin or anything. They were nice and flary. And this was outfit number one. So fast forward 10 years into the future, and around the year 2007, 2010, it was the jeans and dress that was very popular. And the jeans were flare leg, boot cut, just anything wide, and of course super low rise for some reason. That was very in, super low rise. Fast forward 10 years and finally our beloved skinny jeans came in, and I still love mine. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna apologize because I love my skinny jeans. So I'm pairing it today with another look that was popular for some reason, and that was the like really preppy, like English countryside riding outfit. And I also still love this, I'm not gonna lie. So it was like a I'm riding a horse on my father's estate type look. So here we have a blazer, and some riding boots. This one's probably my favorite, and I would still wear this. So you can't come for this one, I'm still wearing it. So we've now seen what the millennials have to offer from the last 20 or so years. Let's take a look now at Gen Z fashions and see how they've changed and if they have anything better for us. Gen Z makeup is a lot more natural. It's a lot more dewy, glowy, just a lot more natural, a lot more understated, no heavy cakey makeup. We're taking out the lashes. So I'm starting first with a pearlescent primer instead of a regular primer because this will help give me some kind of natural glow underneath my CC cream. So when it comes to foundation, I've noticed Gen Z goes for something that is a lot lighter coverage. And so you're looking for something like a BB cream, a CC cream, or like a skin tint. Or a lot of Gen Zers actually will just use concealer to conceal their little spots and maybe under eyes a little bit, and then really not even use foundation all over. If you have that kind of skin that is youthful and beautiful and glowing, you can certainly do that, but I am going to actually use a skin tint today because my skin is not perfect, and you know, they have the benefit of age being on their side. I do not. So I don't have that kind of skin. I'm just going to use a skin tint, and instead of using a beauty blender, I am going to use a brush this time just to kind of get a lighter, you know, application to this. So I'm just going to use this, but I feel like a lot of people also use their fingers. So for concealer, instead of using it all over like we did for the millennial look, only use it in the inner corner of your eye and then just a little tiny bit on the outer corner. So this will help when you go to blend it in to make sure that you're not putting too much on, and only put it in the spots that you need it. And once you actually buff it out, it looks more natural and less cakey. For powder, I'm really just using this to set the under eye with just the barest, tiniest little bit of powder. No baking whatsoever, and just making sure it's very, very light and pressing it in just to make sure that my under eye doesn't crease, and that's it. I am not looking to powder any of the rest of my face. So powder will just settle into wrinkles and show texture and makes your skin look more dull, and that's kind of the opposite of what we're going for, so no powder. Next up is blush, and so instead of a powder blush, most people are opting now for a cream blush. So I'm using this Selena Gomez Rare Beauty and really just using my fingers to just put a natural amount of blush all on the apples of the cheeks and just kind of all up on the cheekbone, or really just a kind of a natural flush all over. This gives it more of a natural, like youthful flush rather than just a very strategically placed streak of blush. It's kind of all over. I kind of put it like all over here just to give it more of a natural flush. Another trend has actually been to apply cream blush to your nose. Some people will put the cream blush on the tip of like the bridge of your nose, and some will actually put it on the tip of your nose for what's called a Rudolph. But basically just kind of giving you a nice youthful flush even into the nose area, maybe like a natural suntan, kind of a naturally sun-kissed look. When it comes to highlight, again, something very natural, so I'm just going to use a cream highlight from Wander Beauty, and this is just a stick that you kind of swipe on. This makes your skin look glowy and dewy and not doesn't have like the same drawbacks as powder does. And so I still highlight in the same places that I did before, just kind of the tip of the nose and just the you know, bridge of the nose, and of course the cheekbones, maybe some above here, just kind of give it like a natural shine. So you want to kind of look nice and fresh and natural. Next up is brows, and the trend has actually been, of course, very natural, very bushy brows, very like groomed, but not overly groomed, not overly sculpted. And so a lot of people are doing soap brows, and I just have a soap brows kit in the mail, but I didn't get it in time for the filming. So I'm just gonna kind of emulate this look by really brushing up the brow and making it very, very natural, and then making sure that I gel that in place. And so it looks very different from the overly sculpted brow that we did in the last look. You could just kind of leave it up like that and make sure you just kind of fill in any spots that might be missing, but in general, you know, natural is best. So I don't think I need to do too much filling in, too much work here. I'm just gonna make sure I gel those up so that they stay in place. And if you do soap brows or brow laminating, they'll actually stay all day like that. They'll stay very, very well, but I kind of have natural bushy sort of eyebrows anyway, so that really works for me to just do my natural brow. On to eyeshadows. So I'm still keeping it neutral here, but one of the trends has actually been bright like liner, bright winged liner, and they do all kinds of liner art. And so I don't actually own any kind of colored liners, and so I didn't go for this look today. So I'm just doing a little bit more neutral, natural look. But if you do see any kind of really cool liner art and in a bright, bold color, that is a very Gen Z trend right now. When it comes to liner, they didn't ditch the black liquid liner after all. They just toned it down. So instead of a huge bold wing, do a smaller wing. And a lot of times they'll even do a brown liner or just a little tiny baby wing, or something called fox eyes, which are new as well. It's just a different type to do your liner straight out instead of up at an angle. And then you can also take the liner down into the inner corner just a little bit. So there you have the wing. It's not gone, just a little bit toned down. And then the inner eye is elongated with that a little bit of liner to give it more of that fox look. So now on to lashes. I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply a basic coat of mascara. Now that I have a basic coat of mascara on, it's time for lips, and I'm going with a simple nude lip pencil that I'm just going to overline just a little bit to look a little fuller, and then I'm going to do a neutral colored gloss. Lastly, one trend I've seen is to add freckles to make it more youthful and natural of a look. So I'm just going to add some freckles. As for hair, it is the middle part. So as you can see, I've tried to do a good job of parting straight up the middle instead of one side or another, but my hair does not want to do it. Like, it obviously is sticking up here because it's so not used to just laying flat. So it's not gonna look 100% perfect, but this is what it looks like as a middle part. And I've always felt like this was maybe not the most flattering for every face shape, just because people have like asymmetry to their faces most of the time. And so unless you're perfectly symmetrical, it really doesn't, I don't think it's flattering to every face shape. And I didn't ever think that it was flattering to mine. So you guys can weigh in and tell me what you think, but this is what a middle part looks like on me. I've seen a lot of Gen Zers with curl, with some like natural wave, and I've seen naturally curly, and I've also seen straight. So I think you just work with whatever hair type you have, and as long as it's parted in the middle, you are good. So I don't know. So it's either this middle part or the side part. I don't know. You guys tell me which one wins. Maybe I'll just try this on the street one time and just wear this around friends and family and see what they say, see if the middle part wins or if I should go back to my side part. All right, now on to outfits. So first up is this outfit, which is a bucket hat and a halter outfit with the mom jeans. Y'all, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, this does not look flattering. I don't know if it's just the way I was brought up, and maybe it's just the trend now and I need to get with it, but it's the high waist for me that I don't love. It just has like a really long inseam. It doesn't really flatter you from the back, especially if you don't have much going on back there. It's just very like loose, and it doesn't really give you any kind of like a good shape. It seems pretty baggy, so I don't know if I can get on board with these mom jeans, but they are everywhere. I got these from Zara, so I know they're hot right now, but you guys tell me what you think. And the hat is killing me as well because this is so 90s. Like, this is, I mean, I grew up with these when I was a kid and I can't believe they're back, but I do like the plaid. I have to say I enjoy the plaid, so at least that's one plus. So outfit number 2 is a little more casual, and it is a turtleneck with a sweatshirt, classic style sweatshirt, and some straight leg pants and sneakers. I don't know how I feel about this one. It seems like it's at least warm and it covers up and it's very comfy, but to me this doesn't seem very like fashionable. It doesn't seem like, oh, I would really want to go out in this outfit or, you know, have my friends see me. It just seems like, I don't know, something that you'd wear when you're really cold and like, you know, around the house. This last outfit has 2 of the trends that I've seen lately, which is these oversized like men's shirt jackets, and then also the Doc Marten combat boots. So this one is slightly cuter, but again, it's just very like baggy. It doesn't really tell like kind of what shape you have. It's worn with the mom jeans, which also contributes to it looking kind of baggy. And I don't know, it's very hot. Like maybe if you lived in a cold climate and you just really like wanted to bundle up, and it's very warm to wear it with like this turtleneck and the shirt jacket. But I do love the boots. I will say the boots are really cool. Of course, Doc Martens are classic and they are no stranger to fashion. They have been around for decades. And I do like those, but I have struggled to find out what I would actually wear them with. So I do kind of like this look. This one is a little bit better, but it still seems like Maybe it's a little baggy. What do you guys think? You tell me. So that is everything. We've looked at the fashion trends from both eras. I can see the benefits to both. I feel like I really enjoy the GenZ makeup more, but I think I still like some of the more recent millennial fashion better. But all in all, I had a great time trying everything on and learning about new generations and new trends. Which do you like better? Do you like certain trends from both, or do you feel like one has it right and the other doesn't? And let me know if I misrepresented anything. So if I got any of these outfits wrong, let me know. I'm happy to hear it in the comments below. See you for the next video. Bye guys.